Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. It's unacceptable Ben Shephard heartbreaking update drops just a few minutes ago. Broken our hearts, this news must see. Back in London, a week after the tropical showdown, the buzz surrounding Ben Shephard and Jules Montig had not died down. Viewer forums were still ablaze with theories, especially when eagle-eyed fans spotted a moment on the tropical broadcast that the cameras barely caught. During the live wedding night confession moment, just before Ben had confronted Jules on air, the show's producer Amelia Voss was seen whispering urgently to a crew member and pointing toward Jules, and then abruptly stopping. What had she said? In the control room, Amelia watched the footage again, lips tight. She knew the real secret wasn't Jules' confession, but what Ben didn't know yet. And if it ever came out, it could unravel not just his reputation, but the show's future. The palm leaves swayed lazily in the morning breeze, the sun spilling gold across the turquoise waters of the Maldives. But inside the luxurious villa reserved by This Morning for their on-location broadcast, the mood was anything but relaxed. Ben Shephard, clad in an immaculately pressed linen shirt, sat at the breakfast bar with a cup of black coffee. Next to him, Kat Deely flipped through the morning's talking points, clearly distracted. Still thinking about last night, Ben teased, raising a brow. Kat smirked but didn't answer. The night before had been a lavish island wedding, a surprise vow renewal between two viewers that the show had flown in secretly. The island theme was supposed to be dreamy and romantic, but something about what was said that night had left a ripple in the otherwise perfect broadcast plan. That ripple would soon become a storm. The vow renewal special had included a cheeky wedding confession cam, where guests could offer anonymous, humorous, or heartfelt messages to the couple. Only, someone forgot to turn off the live audio feed. During the show's rehearsal footage, a voice, very clearly belonging to show regular and fashion guru Jules Montig, was heard saying, "Honestly, I spent my entire wedding night crying in the hotel bathroom. Best mistake of my life." At the time, the crew thought it would be cut before airing. But in a technical blunder, the confession made it into the final broadcast, live, and viewers heard every word. By 9 a.m., the internet had exploded. Wedding whispers trended worldwide. Speculation buzzed. Had Jules meant it? Was it a joke? Did her current partner know? And, most dramatically, would This Morning address it? Ben Shephard had no intention of stoking the flames, but the producers had other plans. Ben, said executive producer Amelia Voss, pacing barefoot on the villa's wraparound deck, "You need to handle it on air. It's everywhere. We can't ignore it." "Handle it how?" Ben asked. "It's her personal life. She made a joke. Or maybe she didn't. But it's not our job to exploit her. Let the viewers decide," Amelia replied. And with that, the line was drawn. Back in front of the cameras, Ben sat at the tropical-themed news desk. His calm charisma was tested as they transitioned to their confessions cam follow-up. "Now, yesterday we had an unexpected moment from one of our very own," Ben began, carefully keeping his voice neutral. A clip of Jules's wedding confession played again. Kat watched with barely concealed horror. When they cut back to the studio, Jules was already walking in, styled immaculately in a flowing beach dress, her signature sunglasses perched on her head. Ben looked at her gently. "Jules, care to explain?" There was a long pause. Then Jules smiled. "Let me put it this way," Jules began, her tone breezy but firm. "It was the truth, the whole truth, and maybe the most freeing thing I've ever said aloud. The studio was quiet. Kat shifted in her seat. Ben looked from Jules to the teleprompter, then off script. Look, Jules continued, people glamorize weddings. Mine was a disaster. The man? Wrong. The dress? Rented. The food? Poisonous. And the honeymoon? Cancelled. But guess what? I survived. Ben tried to smile, but his voice was steel. Jules, I respect your honesty, but you know we have a platform. People tune in for joy, not trauma tourism. And just like that, the mood shifted. The air crackled with tension. Ben leaned forward. This isn't a therapy couch, it's breakfast TV. You made a confession on live television, but this isn't your moment to rewrite the show's mission. Jules blinked. Excuse me. You've got every right to speak your truth, but not at the expense of the people who trusted you to celebrate love yesterday. That vow renewal was real to them. This was not your stage. The silence that followed was absolute. Kat put a hand on Ben's arm, signalling to cut to break. But Jules held her ground. Phones lit up across the globe. Some hailed Ben as a professional who defended the show's tone. Others accused him of silencing a woman's truth. One tweet read, Ben Shephard, master of the mic drop. That's how you host with integrity. Another countered, Ben shutting Jules down on live TV. Bit harsh. She was being vulnerable. That's what this morning promised. Even Piers Morgan weighed in, tweeting, Shephard goes full Frost/Nixon on Jules. Brilliant telly. That evening, the cast gathered for a quiet wrap party at the island's tiki bar. Champagne flowed, but the mood was subdued. Jules sat at the far end alone. Ben approached. Can we talk? She shrugged. Will you let me finish a sentence this time? Ben sighed. Look, maybe I overreacted, but I was trying to protect the moment. For the couple, for the show, and for you too. Jules met his eyes. I wasn't trying to hijack anything. I just slipped. It was the first time I admitted it out loud, and then it went viral. You think I wanted that? Ben nodded. No, I don't think you did. Later that night, Ben called an impromptu team meeting around the beach fire pit. With tiki torches casting long shadows, he addressed everyone. I've always believed in this team, he said, and I believe in honesty. But I also believe in kindness. I should have handled this better. Then he turned to Jules. And you were brave, even if the moment wasn't ideal. I see that now. Applause followed. Kat wiped a tear. Jules stood. If I'm still welcome, I'd like to host the next Wedding Wednesday segment, but maybe I'll leave the confessions to the guests. Laughter erupted. Peace restored. A week later, back in the London studio, Ben and Kat sat behind the familiar desk. Coming up, Ben smiled. Jules Montig returns with a new series. Confessions Revisited, and I promise, no live mic disasters. Kat winked. Not unless you confess what really happened on your own wedding night, Ben. He mock shuddered. Now that's a story for another day. Off camera, Jules watched from the wings, a smile playing on her lips. Whatever storm had passed between them, the island had taught them something vital. Vulnerability wasn't weakness, but timing was everything. And when the waves calmed, the real show could begin again.